It's a quiet day at Killian Acres, a horse breeding farm just a few minutes east of London. For Jack McNiven, the owner of the farm, quiet days are something he'll have to get used to. At 79, he has been breeding horses used in harness racing for nearly 60 years. But now he's being forced to close down, and it's a reality he was unprepared for.
And when we were doing well with our stallions, we unfortunately didn't invest in retirement funds. We reinvested in the industry.
But that investment has been lost. Jack knew he was in trouble when the provincial government chose to end funding race tracks received from slot machines. Races are running here at the Western Fair District in London, despite the industry losing $345 million a year from the loss of slots. Upon talking to drivers and trainers, it becomes clear that there is little optimism to be found.
Kills us. It kills us. We're virtually done.
One of the biggest losses is the amount of money available in winnings. The provincial government is offering just $10 million for purses at all 15 tracks in Ontario. That's less than what one track would usually receive from slot revenues. For those in the industry, it means trying to figure out what their futures will hold.
After 35 years, I really wouldn't know. I guess I'd have to sit down with a bottle of whiskey and think about it for a while.
If I wasn't racing horses, I don't know what I'd do. I have to go back to school, I guess. Figure something else out. Work at Tim Hortons or McDonald's. Something like that.
However, it may not be all bad news. Talks are currently underway between the Government of Ontario and industry officials to try and figure out a funding solution for the next few years. But with a deadline of March 31st fast approaching, many are beginning to lose hope.
With less money comes less winnings, fewer races, and fewer horses walking this tunnel.
Whoa! Okay, whoa! Back up, back.
For Jack, the struggle isn't the financial uncertainty or losing the farm. It's knowing what will happen to the roughly 30 horses he calls family if nothing changes.
We would have the veterinarian come in and humanely put them to sleep. And most of our horses are buried on the farm that have passed away or that we've had to put down for whatever reason. But so it won't be easy.
Jack has even tried to pay people to take some of his horses, but the animals have no value, and so his farm will likely turn into a graveyard.
And we have these wonderful horses that are healthy, happy, and it's hard to go and put a bullet between their eyes.
Yeah, good.
He has given his entire life to his animals. He can only hope they won't have to give him theirs. For Western News, I'm Justin Zadorsky. This is what 68,000 pounds of food looks like. It is the task that volunteers at the London Food Bank must undertake to meet the demand of the coming summer. They have to serve 3,400 families a month. For members of the staff, the increase in demand relates directly to London's economy.
The economic climate that we're in and the changes in the employment picture in London, unfortunately it's anticipated that will grow slightly over the next little while.
Out of the 3,400 monthly users, only a quarter of them return in the following months. This means that thousands more are using the food bank. And with demand growing, the importance of the food bank for people like Nora Bicknell cannot be understated.
But to be able to give my kids an extra glass of milk makes all the difference.
Bicknell is just one of many who use the food bank. Staff has said that they are beginning to see plant workers who lost their jobs due to closings, suggesting that the full consequences of the recession are just now being understood.
According to Statistics Canada, London's unemployment rate is now at 9.1%. But with the food bank just now feeling the full effects of the recession, it is likely they will experience higher demand for many more months. And it is not just the unemployed that rely on the food bank.
If London's unemployment rate is decreasing, there may be an increase in underemployed people. Just because you have work doesn't mean that you are able to meet the need of putting food on your table.
The food bank has been filling tables for over 26 years. Reporting from the London Food Bank, I'm Justin Zadorsky. Jeff Bynen's love of music started here, singing with the Amabile boys and men's choirs. He has been singing with Amabile since he was a child. Now he leads his own choirs at Medway High School, a position once held by Ken Fleet, Jeff's mentor.
He's an outstanding musician, definitely one of the top in Canada, and has been recognized as one of the top Canadian conductors several times by several different awards.
Ken was once a conductor with Amabile, but after being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, he began to scale back. Now, he mostly sings alongside his former student. Music was Ken's life's work, and the chance to stay connected to the choir is a kindness he is quick to appreciate.
The guys are great in letting me, sing with them and everything. And, most people wouldn't even think of it.
Jeff could see Ken's memory declining, but he noticed he functioned better on days he was involved with music. When the Sisters of St. Joseph's approached him to form a choir for Alzheimer's patients, he couldn't refuse. Jeff knew how therapeutic music could be, so he brought Ken along to help conduct. The intergenerational Alzheimer's choir gives patients a chance to sing. Students from Jeff's classes at Medway sing with the patients. Meanwhile, Ken gets a chance to conduct, and Jeff gets to see his mentor doing what he loves.
Something magical that we really can't describe is taking place. Sort of the feeling in the room with that group is sort of likened to having, 3 cappuccino espressos.
The intergenerational Alzheimer's choir held its first performance last fall, but it's here at Medway High School where Jeff prepares his students for upcoming performances, including one in May. For Jeff, leading a choir of Alzheimer's patients isn't about great music. He hopes to give his students a rewarding experience, and he hopes to help an old friend through a tough time.
Ken says that music changes the chemistry in your body when you sing. I think I believe that.
According to the Canadian Alzheimer's Society, music has the potential to reverse some of the effects of Alzheimer's. Ken says he doesn't believe a cure is in his cards, and he has come to accept the disease. But he will continue to sing and conduct for as long as he can.
I would be dishonest if I didn't say that, there are lots of days when I feel like, why me and why not somebody else? But, but hey, you got to play the cards that you're dealt.
Western News, Justin Zadorsky.